Hello everyone and welcome to Nervous Nessie. Probably wondering where I am. I am in the car and I am at the Amtrak station. Today I am going to Comic-Con again. Got tickets again for this year and I am going to Comic-Con. This year, I am actually going to do things a little different than I did last year. This year, I actually got tickets for 2 days, for Thursday and for Saturday. Saturday, I'm going with a friend. And so I'm not in a rush because I have 2 days to see everything. And last year, I kind of got in a rush. I got to the front of the convention center. Like, as soon as I got off the train, I made a beeline to get there. And then I had to wait outside the front of the convention center for a while. And if you've never been to Comic-Con or to the San Diego Convention Center, there's no shade outside the convention center. And so you're standing there shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of people and it is hot and you're just instantly miserable. So this year I'm going to take my time. I'm going to stop and get some coffee. Actually, I have coffee in the car right now, so I'm going to get my second coffee. Take my time. I'm thinking that I am going to go to the blood drive first. So every year, the San Diego Blood Bank, they have a blood drive. And I always try to donate blood. I think that it is a good thing if you can donate blood to do so because it can be very helpful for people. So I'm probably going to actually do that first. Because I have the feeling that the wait time won't be that long. It wasn't that long last year, but I just kind of want to get it over with. And then of course I'll go to the actual Comic-Con, the main thing. I will go get my swag bag and my book for the year, and then I'll just check everything out, take my time. So we are about to get on the train to head to Comic-Con. Okay, so I have made it over to Comic-Con and I donated blood. It's the first thing that I did. There was no wait, which was really nice. It did take me a while to donate the blood because I was just slow at draining blood out of me for some reason. But yeah, so donate the blood, and now I am going to actually walk over to the convention center, which to donate blood, it is at the Hyatt, which is one of the hotels that is kind of next to the convention center. And it's up on the, I believe that is 3rd floor, is where you go to donate blood. So I am going to walk out of the Hyatt here and then walk next door to the convention center and get my swag bag. And I need my swag bag because when you donate blood, you actually do get a lot of swag. You get like t-shirt, you get prizes and stuff. So it's definitely worth it to come and donate blood. Okay, so I am back at my car. I'm done with Comic-Con. Let me tell you, today has been one of the worst days. So I went and donated blood. Everything went fine. I was there significantly longer than everyone else. I'm talking people came in after me, donated blood, and left. The nurse or phlebotomist that was drawing my blood had to hold the needle and move it around multiple times in my arm to get blood to come out. It was just slow. She and I were talking about it. If you're going to donate blood, don't drink a bunch of coffee. I had 2 coffees before I got there, and actually I was drinking on the one when I got there, or the second one, and apparently you would think that coffee actually will make your blood speed up, it hypes you up. It's actually right the opposite. It coagulates your blood faster and makes it very slow and almost like a sludge. So I was there for a while. The cutoff is 20 minutes. So if it gets to 20 minutes, they have to stop. And it was the phlebotomist and another woman was there doing everything in their power to try and get as much blood in there to where my donation would count before the 20-minute cutoff. I barely made it. So I think that might have kind of done something to me, just from like draining me. But I felt fine. And they tell you to wait 15 minutes after, and they give you snacks and water. I wasn't hungry, so I didn't take a snack. I was just like, no, I'm good. I feel fine. I did wait, and I did take a water with me. And then I walked outside from the air-conditioned hotel into the heat and walked over to the convention center. It is in direct sunlight. There is no shade whatsoever. And as I'm going, I'm like, I'm kind of weak. Getting weaker, not feeling as good. And then by the time I got to the convention center, I wanted to go upstairs and get my swag bag and all of that stuff. And I got on the escalator, started going up the escalator, and at about the halfway point on the escalator, it hit me. I'm about to black out. I'm about to drop fast. The room was spinning, and then it just was closing in black. Like everything in my vision was black on the outside and just closing in. I was like, I'm not passing out on an escalator. That's the worst place to pass out. So I was leaning up against the railing as it's going up, trying to, concentrate on my breathing. I make it to the top, and I go to take steps to walk over away from the escalator and sit down. And as I'm taking my steps, it was like I was drunk or something. My legs were just crossing in front of each other, and I'm doing this like zigzag motion. But I managed to get up against a wall, and I just dropped and sat down. I had a pastry that I got from the train. My train ticket was a business class, and so with the business class, you can get a free pastry, and coffee, water, and juice on the train. So I managed to grab a pastry. Good thing I did that. I inhaled the pastry. I was like, okay, maybe my blood sugar is low. And that helped. And of course, I chugged some water. But I was still feeling super weak. And I went and got my swag bag. And then I was like, no, this is not over. I'm not out of the woods on this. That pastry did not do it. So I went to the first aid there at Comic-Con where the EMTs are, and I stuck my head in, asked if they had some orange juice. And they were like, oh, well, you can go purchase orange juice out, in the convention center. And I was like, oh, well, I just donated blood and I'm really dizzy. And they went running and found me orange juice, which I was so thankful for. They let me sit in there and drink the orange juice, and it really helped a good bit. And I was walking through the convention floor. This year I was really disappointed in the convention floor. I tried to take some pictures of things, but the actual displays, the big displays and stuff, there was like a whole lot of nothing. Like, it was extremely disappointing for the inside of the convention center. But I made it through the convention center really fast, because there's only so much that I want to see. To me, I like the big displays, the Disney, the Star Wars, Marvel, DC, all of the big, displays, the Lego ones. So I went through the convention center, and then I was like, okay, I am going to go outside and go get some lunch, because by this time it was around a little after noon. Went out into San Diego, which was packed. It was blazing hot. I am talking blazing hot. And again, I was going down fast. I could feel my body getting weaker, and I was just pouring sweat. And all of the restaurants out in the Gaslamp district that is right outside the convention center have like 50 people in line for each restaurant. I was like, I have to eat. I have not properly eaten today, and I donated blood, and I almost blacked out already. I have to find a place to eat with 0 wait time. And a place where I could sit down, because I did find one place that had tacos, and I was like, oh, there's like hardly any wait. However, there was like nowhere to sit. I'm like, well, that defeats the purpose. I'm not gonna stand and eat tacos when I'm about to pass out. So I had to walk several blocks into the Gaslamp district. I'm gonna look on my phone here and get the name of the restaurant. I took a picture of the restaurant, or the menu, should I say. Swing Social is the name of the restaurant. It's got bar food, and it's inside. It has the the virtual golf, where you can actually hit virtual golf balls and stuff. So Swing Social is, swinging a golf club is where that kind of comes from. I ended up getting the Swing Burger. It was really good. Kind of your basic burger. It was big. I literally only ate like maybe half of it. It was really big burger, and it did come with a side of fries, and then I got a soda. I thought, okay, some caffeine to maybe pep me back up. But the good thing is I had to wait for the food. Like, I ordered really fast. I walked in and went straight to a seat. So I didn't have to wait for a seat, which was nice. I was able to sit, but I had to wait a while for my food. However, there was air conditioning, so I was feeling better by sitting there in the air conditioning, having a soda. And then I started eating, and I felt a lot better once I got some food in me. And since I hadn't shot a whole lot of, footage or pictures, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the back of the convention center and see what's back there, because they always have stuff behind the convention center. And so I start walking back there, and it is a hike to get there. Like a hike. And I go back there. I had to find a place to sit in the shade, which is extremely hard to find at Comic-Con. There's nowhere to sit. There's nowhere. And I'm talking even on the ground. There's nowhere to sit. And I managed to find a place to sit in the shade for a few minutes, drink some water at the little harbor there, the little seaside village, I think it's called. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to walk all the way the length of the back of the convention center. And as I was going, I saw this very short line for giveaways. I was like, okay, cool. What is this? What are they giving away? And they had a little, I'm going to get this out while I'm talking to you. They had this little wheel that you spin and it gives you, you know, a prize. And there was only maybe 5 or 6 people in the line for doing this. So that's the reason I joined the line. I was like, this line is really short. I'm going to join this line. But it was taking forever. For some reason, the people were just slow at spinning the little wheel. And so they started just giving out prizes. And there was a couple in front of me. I was talking to them. And while we were waiting in line, he went up there to look at what the prizes were. And he said that there's one little strip on the wheel that is the golden ticket. And if you get the golden ticket, it means you can get on the IMDb boat, which is kind of envious. A lot of people like going on the IMDb boat. And so once we got up there, they let his girlfriend or wife, whatever she was to him, she spun it and she got a prize. They started handing out prizes. And so he and I were standing there and he's like, well, I kind of wanted to spin to see if I could get the golden ticket. And I said, well, I kind of did too. So they spun or he spun, he didn't get it. While he was spinning, they handed me a second prize. So I got 2 prizes. And then it was my turn to spin. I landed a fraction away from the golden ticket. And he was standing there. He's like, oh, you were so close. I was like, I know. And the girl that was doing the wheel, like who was actually manning the wheel, she said, you know what? You were so close. I'm going to give you the golden ticket. I was like, I could not believe it. I was like, okay, this is cool. Now, I had intended on, once I left and went through the back of the convention center, I was just going to make a beeline and just go straight through. Then I was going to go all the way back to the train station and head home. I was just feeling that ill. But I'm like, great, now I have a free ticket to go straight onto IMDb boat. I'm like, I can't pass this up. So I ended up getting on the boat and checking that out, and I was like, I have to shoot video and show you guys of what that is like, because not everybody gets to go on there. But the swag that I got an IMDb bag, and I got my 2 gifts. The first gift, I'm not gonna open it, you can't really see it. This is a Deadpool apron. So an apron that you wear in the kitchen, a Deadpool one. And I got a Wolverine oven mitt. Like, this is just so cool. It's so funny. Did somebody say slice? That's what it says. And it's a really nice oven mitt. Like, it's a nice oven mitt. The sponsors is DiGiorno. But yes, so I got all of that swag. And I won something else inside the convention center. I can't remember. I have all kinds of junk in my bag that I accumulated from the convention center. So I won 2 things today. I never win anything, like, ever. So I was really shocked that I won all of that. I guess that's the good thing that happened to the bad thing of me feeling bad. So I got on the IMDb boat. I went through the rest of the back of the convention center, and the bad part is there's no cutting through the middle of the convention center. You got to go all the way to one end or the other. So I made it to the one end, but that means I have to go to the front of the convention center and go back to the other end in order to make my way to the train station. So as I'm walking and I'm looking, the train was supposed to leave at 4. Now, I had a ticket for 9 o'clock tonight, and I wanted to change it to the 4 o'clock ticket. I had 1 hour to get there, and it is a mile from the convention center. But keep in mind, I'm on the other end of the convention center, so I have to walk all the way from one end of the other to the other on the convention center, and then walk a mile to the train station in less than an hour, because once I get to the train station, I have to actually change out my ticket. I was walking as fast as I could, and I am pouring sweat. I had to stop along the way and get some water and chug that. And I'm just in my head thinking, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. I'm getting so dizzy. And I get to the train station. Once I got to the train station and I got in line to change out my ticket, normally there's not a line. Normally I can just walk right up and change my ticket. But there was like 3 or 4 people in front of me. And once I stopped, I started to black out again. I was like, oh no. Because number one, I know that if I just drop right there, they're going to call an ambulance. That's going to cost a fortune. They're not going to let me on the train. Then I'm going to be stuck in San Diego, where I cannot get a hotel because all the hotels are sold out. Like, I was like, no, I have to do everything in my power to not pass out before I get on this train. So I was thinking maybe it's low blood pressure. And that is what's going on. Because I naturally have low blood pressure. I donated this blood. Maybe my blood pressure is dropping in addition to heat exhaustion. Well, if you have low blood pressure, one good thing to do is just squat down to the ground, get down to the ground. Plus, if you're about to pass out, you have a lot, smaller area to fall than standing up. So I would squat down, immediately would start feeling a lot better, like instant. However, when the line moved forward and I needed to move forward and I stood up, I was about to pass out again. So every time that the line moved forward, I have to squat down and wait till the last second and stand up and move forward. When it was my turn to go up to the counter, that was the hardest because I couldn't sit down. Like, that guy's gonna be like, what is this girl doing? Why does she keep sitting down instead of standing here talking to me? So I just leaned on the counter. I could feel air conditioning coming through because they have the plexiglass. I was sticking my face as close to that as possible, but turning my head to make it seem like I'm trying to listen to him. But I'm really trying to get as much of the air conditioning as possible. And once he gave me my new tickets, I went over and sat down at a bench in the train station and was about to go. I was about to just pass out right there, and I am minutes away from getting on the train. Luckily, I managed to get on the train. I had to, when I got in line outside to get onto the train, I had to keep doing the whole squat down, stand up, move, squat down, stand up, move. But once I got on the train, I slept. I took a nap. I was exhausted. I'm still exhausted. I am disgusting. I don't know if I've ever sweat so much in my life. I spent the entire day pouring sweat. I'm gonna go home and take the coldest shower ever. So, yeah, this was not a good day. The good thing is I am coming back to Comic-Con on Saturday, and hopefully I can have a much better day then. I won't be donating blood, obviously, and I will probably bring an umbrella to help protect me from the sun, and hopefully keep me a little cooler. But yeah, today was not the best day. Time to go home. But I hope you guys enjoyed what little video I shot today. I'll see if I can shoot a video on Saturday, and if I do, it'll be a part 2. It'll be different stuff from what I shot today, but yeah. This Comic-Con was... So... I look forward to seeing everyone in the next videos. If you want to know when those come out, then subscribe. If you've ever had anything like this happen to you before, feel free to leave a comment below, because I would love to know. Or if you are in medical profession or whatever and you know what actually happened to me based on the story, please tell me. I would really like to know, because I have many theories. I have heat exhaustion, heat stroke, low blood pressure, low sugar. Like, I don't know what happened. It just was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. That's my diagnosis, is hot mess today. But I digress. Anyway, I look forward to seeing everyone in the next video. Bye!